Hi there, Simply Shauna here, and if you clicked on this video, you are wanting to know more about SEO. That is the key terms that you're using in your title and in your tags to make sure people are finding your listings, and it is absolutely one of the most crucial parts of putting your listing together. If you're already a subscriber or you've seen other videos on this channel, I welcome you back, and if not, this channel is all about how I grew an Etsy shop just a little over 2 years ago into a business that is earning me double what I made as a school teacher. Former 4th grade school teacher here, and now I'm a full-time Etsy business owner. If you're anything like I used to be, I was constantly second-guessing every decision I was making with my SEO, with those terms that I was using in my title and in my tags. And constantly feeling like, well, am I using the right word? Is anyone going to find me? I now list confidently. I feel really good about the system that I'm using to come up with my SEO, and I'm going to share that with you today so that you can feel confident and get your listings found. So let's get to it. First, we're going to go over a couple of background bits of information that will really help you understand the importance of your SEO. And then we're going to jump into a step-by-step tutorial of exactly what it looks like when I'm researching my SEO. And I'm going to reveal an amazing niche that you could be listing in right now to get yourself some sales. So first, as some of you might already know, Etsy is a search engine. So just like Google, it finds things by having the customers type something in the search bar, and then it matches listings that are relevant to what they've typed in the search bar. And they are matching listings with those customers by looking at the listing's title and tags. The more it matches what they have typed, the more likely your listing is to wind up in front of them. The places that contain your SEO, the places where Etsy is pulling what you've entered to help match your item with a customer is your category that you've chosen, your attributes that you've filled out, your title, your tags, and the first couple of lines in your description. I'm going to very briefly go over attributes and categories, and then I'm going to spend most of our time working on the title and the tags, and then at the end I'll very briefly go over description. Let's take a look at one of my listings to get an understanding of the category and the attributes. For this listing, I have graphic tees there. Now in the drop-down menu, I would have an option to choose sweatshirts or t-shirts from tops and tees, and I kind of go back and forth. If it's a shirt, I pick a shirt option. If it's a sweatshirt, then I pick a category for sweatshirt. Under that, we've got primary color, secondary color. So I usually choose the shirt color for those, for that option. And then you've got sustainability. I usually leave that alone, and size, I also usually leave that alone. Sleeve length, if it's a long sleeve shirt, I choose long sleeve, or if it's short, I choose that. Your neckline, the Gildan and the Bella canvas are crew necks. Clothing style, you have quite a few options there. I kind of go back and forth between boho, if it makes sense, or streetwear if I'm not sure what to put. The occasion, if one of the options in the drop-down menu makes sense, then go for it, select that. If it doesn't, just leave it blank. If it's for a holiday, then you would select the holiday. If it's not a holiday item, then you do not want to select that. And if it's just, if it's an item that could be purchased anytime during the year and you're thinking, oh, well, I want it to be a Christmas gift. If it's not really a Christmassy item, you don't want to choose that. Your graphic, if one of the options from the drop-down menu makes sense, then go ahead and select it. The most important part of this video, which is the SEO that's contained within our title and our tags. And this is by far the place where you're going to spend more time making sure that it's right. And it's the place that's harder to get it right. I'm also going to reveal that amazing niche that you could be designing in. And by the end of this video, you'll have a nice block of SEO that you could use in this niche. All right, so you guys know that I was a 4th grade school teacher. And that was one of the places that I started designing in the teaching niche. And if you've listened to some of my other videos, you've probably heard me say something about niching down. And teaching is a huge niche. You have to niche down if you want to break into it. And you can niche down in so many ways with the teaching niche. It is just limitless, just about. So we're going to niche down today into the reading niche. So reading obviously isn't just for teachers. There is an entire group of people that you'd also be targeting, just people that like to read. But reading teachers do love to wear some shirts. And it's not even just a reading teacher. All elementary school teachers are teaching reading in their classroom, and they love to wear them some shirts. Not to mention all of your pull-out programs where the teachers are teaching reading, your middle school and high school teachers who are doing reading classes, your media specialists, your librarian, your principal and vice principal who are trying to create a culture of people who love to read at their schools. This would be considered an evergreen niche, which means it will sell all year round. You'll probably see it kick up more in the beginning of school when teachers are going back to school. And this is a great time to get into it because March is National Reading Month, and it's a really big deal at school. So without further ado, we're going to get into the process of finding us a really fantastic block of SEO and tags for our reading shirts. Now, whenever I start designing, I start here in the research phase of the designing process. I would not go and find cute little graphics first, put them on shirts, and then try to go back and see if I could find SEO that's really killing it to use on these graphics that I found. You want to start with the research. So you want to go into Etsy, you want to type in the search bar what you're thinking of designing and make sure that you're seeing bestsellers in that area and that people are doing well with it right now to make sure it's worth your time and your energy to go and make those designs. So let's jump on the computer. On this screen, you are going to see that I'm pointing out there is a filter over to the right side of the screen. And you can filter by either relevancy or most recent. These are the two ways I like to filter. Now, when you filter by relevancy, and we are going to be putting in the search bar reading shirt since that's what we are creating. But when we do this by relevancy, we are going to find more relevant items. They are going to be shirts for the most part. Etsy is going to have matched us up with sellers that put reading shirt in their SEO. Now, if we do this by most recent, this has some drawbacks and some positives also. The pros on this is that by most recent, we know it's something that just got listed. So that means it either just sold and got relisted, or it's something someone is just newly listing for the first time. That's not so important. We want the stuff that just sold, that's selling right now. And the drawback of this is you're going to wind up with some random stuff on your screen. It's not going to be as closely, as close a match. So a lot of times I wind up with SVG and PNG files. We're going to jump back on the computer, and we are going to start by searching by most relevant. I have had the most luck with that one lately. And I am going to share with you a super secret tip that's been working really well for me. I just figured this out, and I wonder if it'll work for you as well as it does for me. And it's the search engine I've been using to do my research. All right, let's go. Here I'm using Google Chrome, and I have the Etsy Marketplace open here. And I'm just going to put reading shirts in the search bar. Now I'm looking for listings that are not on ads. You'll notice that entire top row is on ads. And I'm looking for listings that have a bestseller badge or a popular now badge. When I'm using Google Chrome, I don't see a whole lot of these bestseller badges unless I click into the listings, because anyone who's running a sale, that sale badge covers up the bestseller or popular now badges. And something else worth noting, notice that in the right corner, you'll see it says sign in. And so I'm not actually signed in to my Etsy account here. I either use a separate tab, like a separate Google account, or I open an incognito window where I am not signed into my Etsy sellers account or to my shoppers account. Each person has a different experience when they are shopping in Etsy. And part of that experience is that Etsy knows what things you have clicked on previously and what things you have liked and what things you have favorited. So it is predicting what types of items you're going to want to see. And it's going to show you items from the shops that you've favorited or that you've purchased from before it'll show you items maybe from a shop that you have never seen before. I have found that doing it this way helps to limit that a bit and gives me a little bit better results when I'm researching. Now, the easier it is for us to find those bestsellers and popular now badges, the faster and easier our SEO research is going to go. Now, I have over here on the left side of the screen, I opened Safari. This is something I just became aware of because I usually use Google Chrome. But just take a look at all of these popular now and bestseller badges that I'm seeing in Safari. So I've switched to doing my research over in Safari. Even though there are sale badges, the best sellers and the popular now badges are still visible. So on the left side of the screen, again, I'm using Safari. I counted almost 40 popular now and bestseller badges, just able to view them right there without clicking into any listings first. Easy to find. On the right side of the screen, I've got my Google Chrome open, and I only found 2 bestseller and or popular now badges. So I would have to click into each of those listings to hunt out and find those bestsellers. Let's take just a second to just look at Google Chrome, and I'm going to look for listings that don't have ads. And this one, if I click in, I see 20 in the cart, bestseller. So you can still find them this way. It's just a little more time consuming. Another one here, when I click in, 20 in the cart, bestseller, even though I couldn't see the bestseller badge from the front. Yet another one here, bestseller badge and 20 in the cart once we open it. And I'll go ahead and click through a couple of these. Now, again, the reading niche is super, super duper hot right now. Great place to be designing, great place to be listing. And you can see that this research is pretty easy right now because we have so many shirts that are just absolutely on fire, selling like hotcakes, 20s in the carts, bestseller badges all over the place. That last one we just opened had no bestseller, and this one has 14 in the cart. So because we have better options, these are on their way up, they're going to do well. But because we have better options, we'll stick with our 20 in the carts and bestseller badges to pull our SEO from, our search engine optimization terms. So we're going to use Safari to do our research here since it's so easy to find those buttons. I'm going to skip the ads. I don't want to waste someone else's ad budget, and that's just not the SEO I really want because their ads are playing a part into the attention their listing is getting. So I've clicked into here. They've got 20 in the cart. They're a bestseller. And I'm just going to create a little list of tabs here at the top of listings that had 20 in the cart and a bestseller badge. And I'm looking to have, anywhere between like 3 to 5 or 6 listings. And then at the end, I'll have all of those listings set up together for me to do the next process in pulling the SEO terms out that I want to use. There's 2 more things I need to make you aware of before we go back in and finish pulling out the listings that we want to use, or 3 to 6 listings that we want to use. All right, so I made this quick graphic for you. Real quick, I used to tell my students this all the time. Did you know that we remember 10% of what we hear, just 10%, 20% of what we read, only 20%, and 80% of what we see? So I made this graphic. You'll be able to kind of read it. You'll be able to reference it later, and then you'll see it in action when we jump back into the screen to show you how to apply this. This is my SEO checklist, and this is what I'm looking for every time I'm hunting out my SEO. You already know that I'm looking for bestsellers. And you already know that I'm looking for 20 in the carts. You already know that I'm looking for 3 to 6 listings to use to grab my SEO. But what you didn't know yet was that I always make sure that I am choosing listings from different shops. I choose listings from different shops because I don't know what else that shop has going for it. I don't want to pull most of my listings from the same shop because what if they are driving their own traffic to their shop? We never know if a shop is truly driving their own traffic or doing some other piece that is helping. All we can do is know that we are not pulling a listing that's on an ad. So there we go. We pulled that out. But by having listings that are from different shops, my chances are better. I'm also looking for at least one of my listings to come from a smaller shop. My reasoning behind that is that the larger shops who have maybe been around longer, they have been picked up by the momentum of the Etsy algorithm, and so they have a much better chance of ranking with their key terms than I do. Now, if I can find a littler guy on the totem pole that has found SEO that works really well, then I like to use some of that to inspire the SEO that I'm choosing as well. Let's jump back on the screen and get our 3 to 6 listings. But before we do, I'd so appreciate it if you are finding value from this video, if you wouldn't mind taking a second just to smash that like button. Here we are, reading shirts in the search bar. We're going to skip this first row as it's all ads. And here we are. This is the first one I've collected, 20 in the cart, bestseller. I noticed that this whole row is actually the same shop, so I don't want to use any more from their shop. So I'm going to go ahead and click this one. And I've got that collected right here up at this tab, 20 in the cart, bestseller. And I went along this page and I just went ahead and collected 6 listings that I liked that had 20 in the cart and bestseller badges. Next, I opened Safari on one half of my computer screen and I had a Pages document or Word document opened on the other half. I went through and simply copy and pasted the SEO titles from those listings into my Word document. Next, we want to look for repeated phrases. And I highlighted the very first phrases of each of these SEO blocks. I did that because this is like the prime real estate of the SEO block. It is going to have the most impact on the listing. So if the phrase that the customer is typing into the Etsy search bar happens to be the phrase that is at the very beginning of your block of SEO, you have a better chance of showing up for that customer than another seller that has it somewhere else in their block of SEO. But don't get too caught up in this. You just want to make sure you're doing solid research, and this is solid research. So I like to look at those first phrases, and then I want to see if any of those phrases are repeated in some of the other blocks of SEO. And if they are, then I want to use that phrase. Now, normally I wouldn't be sitting here with all this highlighting, but I'm doing it for the purpose that you can see what I'm looking at. I started with this reading shirt phrase. It's at the very beginning phrase for one of the listings. It's the second phrase for another listing, a second phrase for actually 2 other listings. And it's in 4 of the blocks of SEO. And after sitting here and looking for a minute or 2, I noticed that book lover shirt is in 2 of these blocks of SEO. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight those. I want to keep track of the phrases I want to use. So I usually open a sticky note or another Word document and I just start collecting them. Reading shirt, book lover shirt. As I'm editing this together, I see that I have book lover shirt there twice. And no, you don't want to use it twice. And I will fix this in just a bit. Here we've got teacher book shirt in one block of SEO and book shirt in the other. Teacher book shirt is a better key term here out of the 2. It is what we would refer to as a long tail keyword. There's really more to it when you're looking into long tail keywords versus short short tail keywords. But to keep it really super simple here, a 3-word phrase that is more specific would be a better one to go with. Plus, I really want to get that word teacher in there as well. I'm noticing we have librarian shirt and a librarian shirts, plural, in the blocks of SEO. Etsy has said that we don't have to worry about plurals, and we also don't need to worry about misspellings. So we don't actually have to be worried about shirt versus shirts. But it is good if we use shirt somewhere to use t-shirt with a dash, t-shirt without a dash, perhaps somewhere else or in the tags. Here I see book lover gift in 3 of the blocks of SEO, and I do like to use the word gift at least once if it seems like a good giftable item. I don't like to use it in the beginning of my set of SEO, especially if it's a shirt, since you have to know someone's shirt size in order to get them that as a gift. At this point, I don't see a whole lot of phrases being repeated, so I'm going to be kind of looking through and crossing out phrases that I just don't really like and I don't think are going to match the designs that I'm planning on coming up with. And I'll be pulling out phrases that make sense to me, that those are probably phrases that people are typing into the search bar. Someone does not want me to finish this video. Hi, baby. I'm just going to go ahead here. I've added librarian shirts, book lover gift, literary shirt. I never just put a term in from the top of my head that I think people are searching. These terms are really important. This is how people are finding us, and we really want to make sure that we are using terms that are proven to work. So I'm using these SEO blocks that are proven to work. I've added reading t-shirt here now as well. You might have noticed some of the terms that I crossed out. One of the reasons I crossed some of those out are that I'm afraid they might become trademarked. They're very specific phrases, and I prefer not to have a phrase that could become trademarked in the future in my SEO. Also, this is time consuming to do a really good SEO block research session, right? So I am not going to use those really specific phrases because I'm not going to just make 1 or 2 shirts with that particular phrase on it with this SEO block. I'm going to sit down now and make 10, 20, maybe 30 designs, and over time, over the next couple of weeks, keep adding to this niche. That's a really important piece there, is to just kind of over time keep adding to it. And if they start selling, great. And if not, then I'll go back and do some new research. Let's go ahead and get that book lover shirt, that second one, out of there. So we still have book lover shirt. I really like that one. It's the second phrase, but I had it in there a second time, so we took that out. I'm copying, pasting the 2 phrases that I like the very best out of this whole block, and I'm going to add that to my tags. You don't want to use all of the phrases that you use in your SEO block, in your title, also in your tags, because if you did that, you would be missing a very big opportunity to be found for more phrases and more words. I think I'm pretty close to having my title finished, because you can have 144 characters and it's looking close to me. We'll check it out in a minute. And right now I'm just going through and I'm grabbing phrases that we did not use yet in the title, and I'm just putting them together here in my notes for my tags. You're allowed to have 13 tags. I also want to just be mindful that in the end, I wind up representing the word shirt with a couple of different words, like t-shirt with a dash, t-shirt without a dash, T-E-E. I'm going to head on over to Etsy here in just a minute and copy and paste our SEO block and our tags in and see where we're at and what finishing touches we need. So our SEO block right now, reading shirt, book lover shirt, teacher book shirt, librarian shirts, book lover gift, literary shirt, reading t-shirt, teacher shirt. And the tags are reading shirt, book lover shirt, gift for teacher, teacher appreciation, read tea, librarian gift, bookish shirt, good day to read, t-shirt for teacher, reading top. I went ahead and used good day to read, even though it's a more specific term, because I know it's super hot right now, and I already did a check. We know we're safe as far as trademarks are concerned at the moment. Let's go ahead and open Etsy, and I'm just gonna copy and paste what we have so far. We have 7 characters still to go. I'm just looking through here. I think I'm gonna add T dash to shirt here since I don't have that in my title. And I still have 5 characters left. I have the word shirt plenty of times. So I think here at the end, to make a little bit better use of my characters, I'm gonna put reading teacher because I don't believe I have that combination. Reading teacher, and I'll add teacher shirt to my tags. So let's pop down to the tags. I'm gonna just copy and paste the work we had on the little sticky note right in here. And we get 13 tags. I want to make sure we use every single one of them as this is how we are gonna get customers to find us. So let's add teacher shirt there. We do have a couple more tags to go. We have 4 left. So I could continue this research the way we've been doing it and just go back into the bestseller or the ones that we already pulled and pull a couple phrases. But I have something really cool I want to show you. I'm over in Everby. It's a tool that I've been using for the last couple of months. You could certainly keep doing this without Everby. I did, I grew most of my business without using Everby. But this has made things a lot easier for me since I've been using it. And I've opened the listing and I can see here that this shirt, guys, this was only listed 7 months ago, and they have sold this shirt, does that say 908 times? That is amazing. So what's really cool about this is I can see the tags that were used for this listing, and the little orange numbers there next to each of those phrases that were the tags is actually telling us how many customers that were coming to Etsy over the last month have searched for that phrase. So I'm just going to sit and do this with 1 or 2 of the listings and pull a couple of phrases. From this listing, I'm going to pull gift for book lover and book club gift. Here's another one, and we're down here looking at their tags. They listed this 4 months ago, and they've had 233 sales. They're estimating that by Everby. Now, Everby is a Chrome extension, so you have to be in Google Chrome when you're using it. I do have a link for them down in the description, or you could just Google them, and you can get a free version where you get 15 searches a month, so you could try it out for free first. I'm pulling bookworm shirt and books shirts from this one. And there we have it. We have all of our tags. And our title is all done. And notice in my tags, I didn't just put the word shirt or t-shirt all by itself in a tag. I always included another word like reading or librarian along with the word shirt. And that brings us to the description. The 5th and final spot we're going to chat about that Etsy is pulling key terms from to help match your listing with your potential buyer. So here I have my description. Now all of my descriptions are exactly the same as far as the body, all of the other things that I'm putting in the description. But here I'm just highlighting those first couple of sentences that I make different for each niche. So I went ahead and copied and pasted my title here. That's the bottom line. Now I'm not going to put that. I'm going to delete that before I finalize my listing. I'm just putting it there for us to reference. Etsy has come out and said they do not want us doing something referred to as keyword stuffing, which is where you just take your title and you duplicate it and put it at the top of your listing. So I avoid doing that. I used to do that, but since I've been made aware of this, this is how I do it now. Now I just put it there so I can help craft my sentences real quick. I've highlighted in pink the words that I've used either from the title or other words that I saw when we were going through our SEO research. That is to say, the highlighted words are actually the bits of SEO terms that are sprinkled throughout my sentences. So this one reads, are you looking for the perfect reading shirt for that book lover that you know? This reading t-shirt makes the perfect gift for that teacher, librarian, or bookworm. pick up this reading tee today for yourself or as a gift. Thanks so much for staying to the end, guys. I so hope that you found value from this video. And if you did and you want to see more content like it and you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and subscribe so that you'll start having more content like this on your feed. If you want to watch another video from this channel, you might take the suggestion that's on your screen next. And of course, if you're still here, you might be waiting for that tip from Tucker. Tucker, take it away.